What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Horror Nights Unscripted, a podcast dedicated to all things Halloween Horror Nights related in an unscripted and unique way, but in our case, now we're talking about all haunts. So, yeah, my name is Scott from SoCalExploring.
I'm Michael from Hallowed Thrills.
I'm Adrian from LoshTV.
You already know it's your favorite Horror Nights trio. You know how we do out here. You know, we out here. We killing the game. Today we got a fun episode, but before we bring our guest on, we're going to promote our socials so he doesn't have to sit through it and be annoyed by it. So, take us away with those Instagrams, Losh.
Me?
Yes.
All right. So, like last time, you can find Scott at SoCalExploring Media. That's all across the board, except for I think on Twitter. We talked about it before.
Yeah, but you'll find it either way.
Like, it's SoCalExploring Media. Come on, guys. Come on. Then you got Michael down there at Hallowed Thrills, all across the board. And then I'm the idiot that didn't set it up right. So it's LoshTV on Instagram and King Losh on Twitter.
Are you able to change it, or is it like taken?
You can't change it on Twitter.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think you can change your at.
No, you can't.
Someone's gonna comment down in the section like, actually, if you do this.
That's what we need. Someone tell us what to do.
And we are all rocking our merch today. Losh has got that Horror Nights Unscripted merch. Michael's got the Hallowed Thrills merch. I got my SoCal t-shirt, the Ghost Edition. The Horror Nights Unscripted shirt that Losh is wearing right now is in regards to our guest today, but we'll get into that in a little bit. So you can find all of our merchandise shops down below. Congrats to Michael's winner, Horror Nights or RL fan, for winning his giveaway. He'll be getting a Hallowed Thrills t-shirt, which is really cool, and a mask too, right?
Mask, sticker, and a secret HHN item.
There you go. So keep an eye out for all of our socials, like Lost said, because we'll be doing giveaways here and there. We've been doing lots of giveaways, and I plan to do more. But, Michael, take it away. How can they find us on YouTube?
So they can find all of us on YouTube. They can find Scott at SoCalExploring. They can find Losh at LoshTV, youtube.com/c/LoshTV. And then they can also find me at the previous part, YouTube and /c/Hallowed Thrills.
It's all complicated, but that's why we encourage you to go down in the description below and click on whatever link you want to go, because it's all down there. But without further ado, let's jump right into the episode and bring on our guest. We're back, everybody, with our guest today. So without further ado, please welcome everybody to the show. Horror Nights Updates, the mastermind behind all the crazy merch. So welcome, David.
Hey, guys. What's up?
So we're here to talk about all of his fun merch, because if a little backstory. Actually, I'll give you the floor, David. Tell us a little bit about what you do.
So I run a Instagram and Twitter called HHN Updates. It's something I kind of created on a whim, and it's been doing really well since. I'm obsessed with Halloween Horror Nights, as all of us are. It's a way to kind of show that love for the event in a creative way. Yeah.
Now, did you paint that yourself behind you, or was that just gifted you?
No, it's a backdrop. Amazon.com.
Oh, that's a backdrop?
Really?
Yeah.
That's beautiful, though. Oh my god.
No, that looks so sick.
Mm-hmm. I think it's actually from the Singapore event, their show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just got a text.
So when are we all going out to Singapore?
Yeah, I know, right?
Going out for their event this year.
Right? We all just gotta go fly out there, since it's the only Horror Nights running.
And I was looking at the flight. It's like $600.
Really?
Yes. I'm like, I can't do that right now.
I guess it costs a lot to freaking fly overseas.
Yeah.
I don't even know if we're gonna be able to, like, if we do fly overseas to get back.
Yeah.
Once we get back, we're just stuck in Singapore.
You're just stuck there forever.
That's the thing. It's easy to get out, but getting back is the hard part.
Especially. So, David, you recently launched, and we'll get into the merch in a little bit, but you launched this one-of-a-kind Horror Nights Unscripted, like, Loot Crate box, which is a monthly subscription box. I don't think anyone else has done that, right? Nobody else has done that yet, right?
I don't think they have.
Yeah. So, what are you guys laughing about, huh?
You said the wrong thing.
What did I say?
You said Horror Nights Unscripted box.
Did I?
Yes,
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
well.
Horror Nights crate.
I don't know.
didn't
I'm just
want-
so used to. Okay, my bad. My bad. That's why we're unscripted. Okay, take two.
On a roll, you know. I was like,
Me and
let's-
Adrian immediately caught it.
No, I
we
thought
looked
that
at each other and we were like,
I thought that my voice like went deep again because sometimes my voice is going deep. So I was like, shit.
It's constant puberty for Scott, guys. Constant
Yeah,
puberty.
exactly. Like I just have puberty where my voice goes extremely deep. It's not the audio settings or anything. But okay. Horror Nights Crate is the right name, right?
Halloween horror crate.
Halloween Horror Crate. Damn it. Well, you know. Anyway, so it is a monthly subscription box of sorts. And I'll let you share the details with us, David.
Yeah, so it's a 6-month subscription. So we call them like 6 episodes of the boxes, and each box kind of has the different aspect of the event in it. So our first box is actually the icons, the main 4 icons, the ones that everybody knows: Jack, director, storyteller, and caretaker. So the entire box is kind of geared towards them. It's heavily influenced by HHN 16 with a little nod to 25 as well. But yeah, it features a ton of different things. I can't give away anything that's in the box.
Yeah.
It's a mystery. But it's like an array of things like pins, magnets. We have like this really cool plush thing and t-shirts, of course. And then a few boxes will have extra items added into it. So like one box will have a guest activated trigger in it. So if you are not familiar with those, it's like when you go through the houses, there's these like random buttons that you can press and they kind of like do things like shoot water or make noise or activate a prop or something like that. So we're kind of taking inspiration from that and adding that into the box. We also, let's see, what else are we doing? Yeah, so like I said, there's 6 different iterations of the box. So it ranges from icons, scare zones, original properties. There's a whole box based around Cary, Ohio. There's a box specifically for HHN Hollywood.
Oh,
yeah, so it's a lot of different things. Yeah, we're trying to give you variety. It was very heavily influenced by, back in the day, they used to do like these media boxes they would send out to different media people, and it would have like a severed head in it with like a random object or like a note that you would have to like decipher like what.
Yeah, they do that at Not Scare Farm down here where they'd like hint at what mazes were coming. They'd send like media boxes. It was really cool.
Yeah. So it's exactly. So I, when I was younger, I was like always obsessed with that. Like I want to be on media so I can get one of those boxes. So now I'm like, oh, I'll just make my own box.
Yeah.
Out of all the media gifts like that you've seen, is there anyone that you like the most, like in the past?
My favorite would probably be, oh my gosh, there's been so many cool ones. The one with the severed head and like the USB and the eyeball was pretty cool. There was one where there was like a skull and you had to kind of like pull back the scalp and it had like a secret message on it.
Oh, what the hell?
Actually, speaking of USBs, there'll be a USB in the box as well, and it'll have a secret message. So those who purchased the box, you were asked a couple questions in the beginning. So those will kind of come to light when you get the box. It'll make sense when you get the box.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It seems like you have this really thought out here. And I'm excited for it because if you guys don't know, these boxes sold out on the first day. Were you expecting, like, you said you launched 25, right, for the first launch? Were you expecting to do more, or were you expecting to, like, 25 was a good number because you didn't think you'd sell out?
Well, yeah, I started at 25 because I was like, I don't know if people would be interested in this. It's a very, like, niche thing.
Yeah.
Like, items in the box are for people that are, like, diehard fans. Like, if you don't really know the event very well, you're not going to get some of the things that are in the box. So in my head, I was like, okay, I'll start with 25 because I'm not quite sure if this is going to really pop off. And I think within a couple hours, they were all gone. And I was like, oh, okay. So it's a thing. Yeah. So the next time around, we'll probably extend it a little bit. I'm making everything pretty much, and so I can't go that heavy on the numbers. I still have to live
Yeah.
So I will, have to have time to eat and sleep and all that. But yeah, we also have a lot of help from other people. So Shelby Wendy Guts, I'm sure you guys are all familiar with her. She's contributing to the box. Christopher Ripley, he actually creates. He has a book called Halloween Horror Nights Unofficial, and he basically talks about the history of the event. So he has a special gift in the box as well. And then we have a up and coming artist. His name is Gustavo. He's actually from Puerto Rico, and he loves the event. And he's going to be
Cool. So this is like a collaborative thing.
Yeah, I mean, there's like maybe 3-4ish items that are from third parties, but everything else I'm sculpting, molding, painting, everything is by hand.
So is that going to be the same with every box, or are you going to have collaborative stuff, or is it just for the first one?
Yeah, so every box is going to feature a different artist, and it will be different things like from prints. It could be like specialty miniatures and things. Like in the, I don't know if it's this box or the next box, but we have his name is Cremated Art. He's on Instagram, and he makes these basically like miniatures of different things at the event.
Sorry, Michael.
And he made like the arcade shells and things like that. So I'm really excited for what he's doing. I got a chance to see it, and I think everybody's gonna love that one. He's making it exclusively for the crate, so I think that's really cool. So be ready for that. But yeah, every box will have 2 to 3 artists that are collaborating in on it. Christopher Ripley will be in every single box, so he'll have something to give in every box. But yeah, and I'm pretty sure Shelby will probably be in every box as well. But for the most part, they're gonna switch out. We're giving opportunities to people that may not have opportunities to showcase their art. We really want everybody to get a chance to show what they're capable of and show their love for HHN just as much as we love it. We want everybody to know that there's other people out there that have the same exact passion for it, and we really, really want to celebrate that, because that's what this box is for the most. It's for the fans. It's for the people that love the event. It's not for the average consumer, those people that just go on vacation to Universal. It's definitely for like those diehard
or the community.
Yeah, totally. Like watching the walkthrough videos every day and going to the tribute store for the 12th time, those type of people. Those are the people.
Yeah. Those people.
Yeah, that's Losh.
I've been in the tribute store way too many times.
I haven't gone. I don't live in Florida. I live in California. So.
Yeah, I was gonna say, me and David are over here in California. So I want to ask you: is the box going to be? How long are you gonna continue it for? Like, is it just gonna be the 6 months, or is this gonna be something that you want to take off with?
So the goal is for now is just the 6 months. And then after the 6 month, we will kind of like come back and reevaluate, see if we want to do more, see if we can do more. I mean, there's so much lore in the event that we can like really break down to every nuance of the event and create boxes. Actually, narrowing it down to 6 boxes was very difficult because there's just so many things to choose from. But yeah, so for now 6, but in the future you never know. My mind changes all the time. So yeah.
So is it going to be like 6 consecutive months, or is it going to be how other subscription services do it, where it's like for 6 boxes once every other month?
No, so you're gonna get 6 boxes. So August, September, October, November, December, January. Yeah. So it'll go all the way through with no break. So we're already, I mean, the first box hasn't even gone out yet, and I'm already working on the second box already. So I'm making sure that everything's ready to go. Like I said, I have to make everything by hand. So
yeah,
we have to make sure that we're getting ahead of it so we can.
And I think that's one of the cool things that I was lucky enough to snag it as soon as you said that. I was like one of the last. I barely made it in. As soon as you posted that you're selling out, I was like, well, I'm going to buy it now, because I was going to wait until the next day, but I wanted to make sure to get the first box at least.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
if you guys want to check out what's in that first box, I know Adrian and Michael didn't get it. They're too late. So I'm gonna make a full video on it, talking about it and like reviewing it. So if you guys want to see that, make sure you're subscribed. Um, it's really cool that you're doing this, because a lot of what you're doing is for the community, like you said. It's bringing people up, and they're bringing their spirits up, and at least giving them something. Since both of our events are canceled, which sucks, but
Yeah.
I think it's really cool what you're doing. And like you said, you're bringing in artists who some of them can't have their work featured because they don't have the biggest following, or they aren't out there as much. So I think it's cool that you're bringing in different artists to kind of show off their work, because there's some people with some true talent out there.
No, definitely, and that's what I'm most excited for. Obviously, I love creating things as well, but for you guys to be able to see what is in their brains too, because I kind of give them free reign to do whatever they want for the most part. I mean, some people, I've seen things that they've done and I'm like, oh my gosh, that has to be in the box.
Yeah.
So, but I'll give them like a quick prompt, like, oh, your character is this, and then create something off of this. And one thing to know, it's very, very important, especially as a fellow artist. Everybody's getting compensated for their work. Nobody is doing this for free. I'm paying each and every person that's contributing to the boxes. I think that's so important, because so many artists tend to do these things for free just for exposure, which is not something that you should do. Like, your worth is worth something.
Yeah.
Is being compensated and feeling like they're getting something out of it. It's, to me, it's like anything that I make or create or sell, it's never about the profit for me. It's never ever about that. It's about the passion behind it. I can make $1 off of every box, and I would be completely happy if you guys are all happy, because that's so much more important to me than being rich and flaunting your money and this and that. Like, what it is about for me.
And I feel like a lot of people, there's a lot of the artists who are overshadowed, because there's also other artists who do it for the money and do it for the exposure. When there's artists like you who are just trying to, do it for the fans, do it for the community, do it because they actually genuinely love creating. It's the same with YouTube, I do YouTube for, to give updates and give the community something, and I don't do it for the numbers. I do it because I love filmmaking. I love talking with these boys right here. So, money is like the second side of things. It's nice that it's there, but really the important thing is doing it if you love it. So, and I can see how passionate you are about it. And do you know when exactly that the next box is going to be up for sale?
So every box will go on sale on the 31st of every month. So
cool.
The first box is actually going to get shipped the week before that. So you'll get probably the box in the mail, like probably on the 31st, if not a little bit before that. And then the theme will be revealed the day before. So on the 30th, theme will be revealed, and then it'll be open for purchase on the 31st. So those of us who have a subscription already, some of you bought like 3-month subscription, some of them bought a 6-month subscription, which is insane to me. So they don't have to worry about that. It just automatically renews. So they just kind of have to wait for the box. But those people who buy, so we have 2 options. So you could do like a month to month, where you buy the first month and then it just like auto renews, or you can purchase ahead of time and you save a lot more money that way. Or you can purchase single boxes on their own, and you don't have to have the burden of like having to pay a monthly fee. So maybe one particular box is not your vibe, then you would just wait for that next month and then just purchase the single box. But the number of those boxes are very, very limited. We're trying to focus more on the subscriptions instead of the singles. So if you're trying to get a single, that would be something that you would have to grab like immediately.
Right away. So yeah, well, more information will come out on that from David's accounts, which you can find all below in the description once the new box goes out and once they're all getting shipped if you purchase this. And like I said, I'll have a full video on my channel as well. So it encourages you guys to purchase these boxes. But moving into the merch, because the box is one thing. The amount of merch that you have and the insane designs that you have is phenomenal. So Losh, tell us a little bit about what David's doing with his merch.
Everything.
Exactly.
Amazing. It's freaking amazing. I feel like every other week I see a new design. I'm just like, this is so nice. And then there's another one. I'm like, this is even better. and like it just gets better every week. I'm like, this is just like the Slaughter. I think the Slaughter Cinema line,
Oh
my
yeah.
like hands down. That or the Horror Nights Unscripted, but that's
Oh yeah, that too. You know.
but definitely the Slaughter Cinema line is beautiful.
I really like how you're coming out with collections and stuff. It's cool that you release collections instead of just. I mean, you do release like some single designs, but I like the collections. And I didn't even walk through Slaughter Cinema. I just like watched it on YouTube, and I'm just like, wow, that is so cool.
Yeah,
I've thought about purchasing so many of those different designs.
I know.
I
like,
absolutely love every single one of them. It reminds me so much of the house. Absolutely love that house. One of my favorite houses from that year.
So like as Michael was saying, the Slaughter Cinema line is badass. But you first started off with the icon merch, like the icon mask with the icon face. I want to know your thought process between all these merch designs. Like, what's your process when you make these designs?
So I mean, for things like that, obviously you go to like the most popular thing that you can think of. I mean, after all, it is a business, so you have to make sure it's something that's going to be sellable. I actually designed the mask for myself, actually being kind of selfish, because I knew I was going to the event and I assumed that we would have to wear masks. So I was like, okay, maybe I'll just make something cool for the event to have. And then I kind of created it and I was like, whoa, this is kind of cool. Like I have something here, So I decided to develop a whole line of them, and then magically T Public just fell on my lap and they started developing masks. Literally, when I started making masks is when they started making masks. So it just kind of worked out. But yeah, I mean, it's just based on inspiration. I kind of like scour through Twitter and Instagram and see what people are talking about, what was their favorite houses from years past, and kind of use that to gain inspiration for the designs.
How long does it take you to make a design like say like the Hornets Unscripted logo? How long did it take you?
Oh, I want to say that took me like maybe like 45 minutes.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
When I'm inspired by something, it goes much faster because we kind of had a conversation and you were like, I don't know what to do with this, and I was like, oh, I think I have something. And then
Yeah. I remember like you just randomly were like, actually, I got something. Hold on.
Yeah. Yeah, and I was like fiercely drawing, and then yeah, so I draw it. A lot of the designs they start on just like a regular piece of paper, and it starts as a sketch. Then I line it with permanent markers and fine liners and things like that into the computer, and then I color it in the computer.
Put all the nice detail and everything to it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then I guess I'd say, okay, your the Terror of Yukon one. How long did that take?
That was pretty up there. I think that was like a couple hours.
Oh, okay. Yeah, see, that one was more complex. Yeah. Ours is complex. Yeah. Well, at least coming from me, I don't know how to do that stuff. So to me, that's complex.
Yeah. I think the longest one was probably the Holidays in Hell because there's so many characters in there.
Oh my god, that one is detailed.
Those are really nice design too.
Yeah, that one is definitely one of my favorites. It took me a long time, but it was a labor of love.
It never went through that house, but honestly, it felt like I had been there that my entire life. Because after seeing that T-shirt, I was like, oh, that is so cool, and literally makes me feel like I've been through this house, even though I haven't.
Because there's so many like memorable characters in it, and I think from the Scare Zone too, there's just so many memorable characters, especially the Turkey Man. Turkey Man was the best.
Turkey, right?
Yeah.
And I bought the Pandora's Box shirt, which it should be coming in a couple of days. So I'm excited to see that because I do like Pandora's Box, the design, and the maze. I still think that the maze was underrated. You went through it, right, David?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think it's underrated.
I just think in blacklight mazes in general, people don't realize how much effort that takes to create. Because you're basically creating like 2 mazes in one. So it's just like it's so much work.
Because I feel like both me and you can speak on this. It seems like whenever Hollywood gets a UV blacklight maze or like a 3D maze, automatically their fans are quick to jump to the reuse sets, reuse props. But
yeah,
just because it's the same color doesn't mean it's the same prop.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, no, and I think the average consumer doesn't realize how much work it really takes to paint, like as a scenic designer. Like for instance, like the us facade, that is hand painted. That's not like a
Oh, wait,
printed sign.
that wasn't just like a template that went over.
Yeah, no, and I really don't think people realize like how much work and detail goes into that, you know. So I think me liking to draw and stuff like that, I have a further appreciation for it than
Mhm.
most people. So, you know, like I'm obviously getting scared, but I'm also just like, whoa, look
It's
at
like
all
the
these
Holidays in
colors.
Hell facade.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see you doing one of those. I could see you doing the Holidays in Hell because I don't know if you guys saw Michael and Losh, but our transition scenes were like cool like art pieces that Murdy let one of his art designers do, and like a lot of those pieces remind me exactly of what you do, David. So
Yeah.
I could see you doing something like that. I think that'd be cool.
Hey, one day, maybe one day.
But you do have a good career with Fright Fest, right?
Yeah, so actually I retired, I guess you can say. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know. But I've been working as a makeup artist for Six Flags Fright Fest in Northern California for over 10 years. I've been the makeup.
Damn.
So yeah, I've been there for 10 plus years, being a makeup lead. Uh, Also, I've kind of been a part of every aspect of the haunt, so I think that's also why I have a further appreciation for haunts. I was a character before at Fright Fest. I was a ops person before. I was a host before. Walk
You had a
around
whole
character.
career with
So
them.
yeah, so definitely I've seen every aspect, so I understand how much it takes to, obviously Six Flags is not as big of a monster as Universal is, but generally they're the same. So yeah, I know how much work it takes, so I really appreciate it.
Yeah, honestly, it surprises me how much they get done in such a short period of time when it
Yeah.
comes to like building all those mazes and
Oh yeah.
everything. Like the fact that Universal Orlando has 10 houses and they get all of that done like completely
With
designed
all the detail and everything.
with all the detail that they have in 1 year is amazing.
And then they managed to do the tribute store and the scare zones and everything else.
Like it blows my mind that like I don't even know how big that team is, but like for me to even fathom how like quickly they can put that stuff up, that team must be huge.
Well, especially with like Hollywood, like Murdy has a team, but he's the main designer designing every single maze. He doesn't have multiple designers. He's like the main dude, and I don't know how he just like goes through all the 8 mazes every single day and is like, okay, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this, and then like doesn't lose track of what he was saying before.
Mm-hmm.
It's just mind blowing. I wouldn't be able to do it.
He's got a
Yeah.
gift, man. He's got a gift.
He's got a black wall gift. Oh my god.
Got the black wall joke coming.
Yeah, there'll always be black wall jokes. Except for in Creepshow we had white walls. So,
There you go.
does your career with Six Flags as a makeup artist help you with your designs?
I mean, like, in what way do you mean?
Creative wise, like does it like were you going off a template when doing makeup, or were you just doing it off scratch?
So as a makeup lead, you have to be the one to create the template.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, so like I said, like before, like kind of what the boxes there, when I'm asking artists to contribute to the boxes, it's very similar. So my boss will come to me and say, okay, this is the theme for this year. We need so and so characters. We need a lead character. We need sub characters. This is kind of like the lighting that we're thinking of. We want to make sure that they're getting out as fast as possible. What can you do? So yeah, I think it's definitely helped me think faster on my feet, which is why I think I can conceptualize fast in terms of designing. Yeah, so I'm used to like moving quickly. So yeah.
I think that's cool. I mean, it seems like you got a good lengthy career, and you got this a side gig going on right now too, with the merch designs and the box, and it's just cool to see how your craft it's like your dream, you know. You're being able to do this almost as a job, and you know well, I'm sure what your favorite thing to do is create. So
definitely.
it is really cool to see, especially coming from you just got into like the YouTube game and everything this year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's cool to see how fast you've grown and see how your marketing tactics are smart. Like when you asked about the PR packaging, you sent out a bunch of PR packages to everybody. That was a really smart marketing move. So I think you're doing really good.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
But aside from the merch and everything, like I said, you guys can check out everything down below in the description. We're all Horror Nights fans. All of us are diehard Horror Nights fans. So we have a couple updates to talk about right now. Losh, why don't you tell us about those updates?
So there's a little thing called a tribute store, right?
A little
It's
thing.
just
Not
a little
nothing
thing.
big.
If you guys haven't heard of it, I don't know if you guys listening have heard of the tribute store. It's a store that's tributing to Horror Nights.
It's where Katniss Everdeen's at.
Oh, really? I haven't seen her. I've gone in there a lot. But they've added some very peculiar merch into this said shop. Like a Creepshow Funko Pop. And then a Purge Funko Pop as well. And then a Silence of the Lambs Funko Pop. So what do you think about that? Anyone?
I only knew about the Creep one. I didn't know about the Purge or the Silence of the Lambs. So
Really?
It came up like a little bit after.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's in like the glass bins.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And like
Coming
I
out
said
part of it.
on the first Horror Nights Unscripted, I predicted that there could be a Silence of the Lambs house. I saw you, Michael, talking, so I'll let you do it before I dive into it.
I mean, it was kind of rumored that Creepshow was going to be there, but when they brought out like the Purge pop figures and the Silence of the Lambs pop figures, everyone was like, wait just a minute.
I'm so
'Cause
confused
if-
on the Purge.
Because if Creepshow as a pop figure is going to be there, and that was already supposed to be at the event, does that mean that these two are also going to be there?
I mean,
mean-
we could have got a scare zone. Like we could have had a Purge scare
I
zone. They could have.
guess.
I mean, if
Maybe
you look
like-
at it, or they could have done a Blumhouse scare zone in a way.
No, see,
kind of
Losh has
give a
been
head nod.
rumoring this Blumhouse shit.
Yeah, why not? Why
I
not?
I keep saying Blumhouse presents Halloween 2018. Come on.
That could have also been a part of it too, and they could have had a Blumhouse themed set. I don't know.
We're just like a best of IPs for like the past couple of years.
Best of Blumhouse. There you go. That's what you get.
No.
What,
Hell,
what's
there's only
it
been 2 years.
what's it gonna be? Unfriended and Truth or Dare?
This isn't Hollywood.
No, you okay? Talk to me when you can have some other properties than the Purge.
We had Sinister once.
We had Sinister.
Tell us when you can come up with another scare zone other than Toxic 66666 Tunnel.
Well,
Hey, don't hate. Don't
Hey,
Hey,
hate.
no,
Yeah.
they have some nice designs in there though.
yeah.
It's a great scare zone, but like
Well,
it's the
when
same
all we
thing
have
every
when
year
all
with
we
just
have
another
is a
X.
tunnel and have nothing else to design it around, you can't do anything.
Here, I say this almost every time. I'm gonna talk to Murdy real quick. Hey, Murdy, check out any episode of Horror Nights Unscripted. Give us Sweet Licks versus Hollywood Harry. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Don't do
is
that,
all.
Murdy. I don't want Losh to feel good about it. Give us Sweet Licks versus Beetlejuice.
Oh,
Just two clowns.
Beetlejuice versus Jack.
I know, like your
There we
merch
go.
design. That'd be,
And the
that'd be,
merch
good.
design.
That'd be
There
cool.
it is.
No, I just thought of, what if that was one of the theme shows, Beetlejuice and Jack? I don't know how IPs would work out because like the contracts and everything, but what if they got a show with Beetlejuice and Jack in it? That'd be badass.
Yeah.
Just saying, it could work for next year at least. And I know a lot of people are saying like they're saying HHN 30 is postponed and not canceled. And for those of you guys that were asking me about it last episode, we weren't trying to say that Horror Nights 30 was canceled. We were just trying to say it was postponed. But in the moment, it's just automatically in our heads, HHN 30 is canceled. When it's not, HHN 30 will be coming, just not this year. So saw a couple of people talking about that. Yeah, I just want to clear the air on that. HHN 30 is not canceled. But also, HHN 30 is Orlando, not Hollywood. Just know that too. I don't know how many years. I think we're like 20 something years. I don't know how many years it's been for Hollywood.
Yeah.
Wasn't it like 07 or 06 or something like that?
6, yeah.
When they came back.
I've never missed a single year of Hollywood. I've
Really?
been since the very beginning.
So you went to 1990s?
No, I'm talking about like
It means like after
the restart. Yeah.
The reboot, the Murdy era.
The Murdy era.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Murdy years.
I'm almost there. I guess I'm like 4 years short, I think. So, which I missed out on a good 4 years, but it's fine. It's fine. But going back to that tribute store thing, I like I said in Horror Nights Unscripted episode 1, you guys can check it out. Is Horror Night Nightmares use like the Silence of the Lambs font in their Unknown Maze for Hollywood, and I was like, well, that's the exact font for Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah.
So it's kind of it's like interesting, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But
what character was the Funko Pop? Was it Hannibal?
Yeah, it was Hannibal Lecter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
which from at least for Hollywood, I haven't seen a Hannibal Lecter font, because sometimes they have different monster pops in there, just year round, and I haven't seen a Hannibal one.
I've never seen a Hannibal pop at Universal.
It's just really weird that they pick it to put there.
Yeah. Seems oddly specific.
I think the Purge was just they're trying to get rid of stock, but I think for sure that the Creep and the Hannibal is.
You know what it could have been? Like, real talk. It could have been like a sequel to the All Night Die-In Scare Zone, where we had horror horror movies
like
from past and present time. Exactly. But it could have been like the 90s and then the 2000s instead of the black and white films and the modern day horror.
Okay. I'm picking up what you're putting down, Losh. I'm picking up what you're putting down. I don't know. It is interesting to see how much Horror Nights is releasing right now, at least Orlando, in regards to next year. And I do think that we're going to get a secret room very soon. And I don't think that it's going to be Beetlejuice. I think it's going to be an original again. Probably, I don't know. I want to say Pumpkin Lord is the secret room. Even though, like, the icon room kind of looks like pumpkins already.
I think the second room was Pumpkin Lord, and they added the icons into the room after. That was
okay.
I thought, because I talked about before, but so the carnival setting in 25 was actually the same place where the Pumpkin Lord was conceived. He was actually supposed to be icon for 26 instead of Chance, but they went in a different direction. So it totally makes sense that would look like that. So I'm assuming the start of the house, or you didn't hear that from me, would be would probably be the carnival setting, and then it would like segue into this whole like pumpkin underworld type thing. So.
I could have definitely seen us going into Dr. Oddfellow's carnival.
Yeah.
Like, that's definitely what I was thinking we were going to walk into in one of the houses this year. So it's like, it makes so much sense if it would have been Pumpkin Lord that had that.
I mean, we know for a fact we're getting Pumpkin Lord next year, hopefully. They came out with the pin, right? There's a pin? Or is there a shirt?
I think it's a magnet.
There's a magnet and a shirt.
Oh, the magnet, yeah. So Pumpkin Lord's on the magnet. He's on the shirt. But a lot of people are saying that's a Scare Zone shirt.
Yeah, because the tag said like HHN 30 SZ.
Oh, okay.
There's one shirt, yeah. So, fun fact, if you guys go into the shop and there's a shirt that's sold out, you can purchase it if you spend more than $50 in the shop. You can get it shipped to your house.
Oh.
I found that out when I spent way too much money on the pins.
So here's the thing, right, is we kind of know what's coming to the event next year, like officially for Scare Zones at least, because why would they still release that merch with the 30th anniversary like stuff on it and everything if they weren't going to bring it next year for the Scare Zones at least? So, I mean, I'd say that it's safe to say those are the Scare Zones, which would be something themed to Meaty Meats, Vamp, Pumpkin Lord. Yeah, both.
Festival of the Deadliest.
Yeah, what? Yeah, I don't. That wasn't like the most well-received Scare Zone, so I don't understand why they bring it back.
I'm just happy they put Bone on a shirt, because he wasn't on a shirt ever.
I
So
feel like that's like the creatives, like they love him, so they're like, we want to represent.
They're
him
like,
in
we don't
some
care what anyone else thinks.
I feel like
Yeah,
that's why they put meat seats on the shirt for like a tip of the hat to Aiello.
yeah.
That's Aiello's character.
Wait, so who's the featured character? Is that the Tooth Fairy?
I think so because who
Wait,
else could that be?
that one said like a
People-
question mark, right? Or what? Like, it wasn't. It
just
was
says
hidden.
Tooth Fairy, and then it doesn't have like a name. It just has
Like
like
you
a
can't
picture of
see.
it.
I don't know if it'll show.
People were
but
thinking it was
It's not gonna
like
show.
a
Yeah.
weird like version of the creep, but I don't think
no,
so.
it's not gonna show. Not
Oh,
gonna show. Oh, there we go.
Oh, special
People were
guest.
saying it kind of looked like the creep, but
That's what I thought right away, but when I saw it in person, it looks nothing like.
Maybe that is
Yeah.
like a demented tooth fairy. Because I like I like how they designed the pumpkin lord. I think that's a really cool design.
Could be. I
although
mean,
it doesn't really remind me of the like description for Nathaniel Crow like we originally got.
yeah,
it could not be Nathaniel Crow. He could have a totally different name.
it's him.
Yeah, you're right.
I
Crow Nathaniel.
refuse any other name.
It's Nathaniel CRO with no E. Nathaniel Crow.
No, but like David brought up to me, like like seeing just the tribute store, like you can it's Nathaniel Crow.
Yeah.
So
Oh, for sure. So, what do you guys think the third room is gonna be?
See, I'm still on the train that it's going to be Beetlejuice. I think they're just waiting to get the clearance for that IP contract.
I gotta be side with Michael here. I think we're getting an early
I'm gonna
announcement this year.
differentiate with both you
I
guys, and I'm
think-
gonna say it's a socially distant meet and greet
Yeah.
With who? All like the icons?
with an icon. They can just rotate it.
They're gonna
Have a
do
separate
Barney in
entrance
there.
and then-
You have to like stand around the room like the us house at the end, you know?
Exactly. Just stand there, and that's how you meet the character. It stands in the middle.
Yeah,
Everyone
no,
hold hands
I'm-
with your party.
I'm telling you, they're just waiting for that contract to get cleared. And
I
they're gonna
think
be
so
like,
too.
Boom! Open it up.
Yeah,
don't
because
think
why
so.
wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they?
Because
Just
they can
like,
save it for when it's actually going to be at the event next year.
Well, and I think that's why they haven't opened the third room because they're scrambling to come up with another concept to fill that space. Because that would be like a huge spoiler, you know?
either that
they-
or if there's a fourth room, like that was rumored, they're trying to move everything, like switch it. You know.
Yeah.
I think though, I gotta agree with Michael here. I think that we're gonna get an early announcement. I really do.
I mean, that would be great, but
I know it's kind of a far-fetched thing, but I'm just gonna leave it at that. I think that we're gonna have a Beetlejuice announcement. I know you guys will disagree, but I think we will. You gotta
think
give the
they're gonna
fans something other than the tribute store, other than
Oh.
wasting your money and not having any
oh, man.
clue.
Hey, you're not wasting your money. You're giving them your love.
Yeah, that's true.
Show theme
Although-
parks love right now, especially right now, because you don't want these parks to close.
Yeah.
So go out there and buy the merch, go have fun, spend a whole day at a theme park, wear a mask.
And be nice to team members.
Yes.
So I'm actually speaking about Beetlejuice. Don't give me any hate. Just recently saw the movie for the first
Oh.
time the other day,
Yeah.
and I'm
We're kicked
now
off the
even
show.
more excited. I'm now even more excited for it to come to the event. I wasn't as excited, but now that I've actually seen the movie, I'm like,
At least you know who
yeah,
he was.
they could do really well with this. With this, they could do so many good things with this.
Last minute thoughts, David, before we wrap it up.
Yeah, it's not Beetlejuice. That's my last thought.
I could see if it's a Beetlejuice room, I could see like a giant display of him like kind of coming out of the house in the final scene as like the carnival, and then like the sandworms like on the side.
Wrapping around the whole
Yeah.
room. Yeah.
I could see that. That would be such a
I'm
big
agreeing with you right
scene.
now, but
Or we can actually get a carnival room in general.
Maybe that's what they're trying to do. Just take
Extension
Beetlejuice out of it.
Like the back room. Who knows?
All we'll tell once Orlando speaks, and in Hollywood, we will get nothing. But
Oh wait, speaking of Orlando, the buy a day, get the rest of the year for free ticket.
for the
It
theme
just
park,
came out. Yeah.
oh yeah, isn't it
Universal
like
Island.
$150?
It's like $150. You buy a day and get the rest of the year for free.
They're trying to cater to locals more than tourists.
Mhm.
So
I'm so
trying to get more people
confused.
Yeah, for real. Look it up. It's on the website.
I'm gonna do that after we finish this.
Okay,
if you buy a ticket, you get the rest of the year free for like $150 plus tax if you're a Florida resident. It's really cool.
Yeah.
I hope that when we open up our theme parks that they cater to locals here too. So that'd be cool.
What's the difference between that and an annual pass?
It's a lot cheaper.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I
And
need that
because it's a
Volcano
deal,
Bay,
so
though.
you feel special.
I need that Volcano Bay though.
Yeah. Anyways, that has been Hornets Unscripted episode 17. We got a couple of big ones coming up very soon. And very soon you'll see all of us together. David, I'm sure eventually will come down here to Universal once they open up. And as you guys know, I'll be in Orlando in October with my boys Michael and Losh, filming that good vlogs and everything. So, David, we're quickly, where can they find you on everything?
So many versions, sorry. So on Instagram, it's _HHN updates. On Twitter, it's updates HHN. And then tpublic.com/ there's so many slashes, I will just let you put that in the description.
Link in the description.
Yes.
Everything will be linked in the description. That is your key to everything, everybody, is everyone click the link in the description. But as for today's episode, my name is Scott from SoCalExploring.
I'm Michael from Hallowed Thrills.
And I'm Adrian from LoshTV.
Oh,
Go ahead,
me.
David.
And I'm David.
And he's David. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, everybody, and all that good stuff. Peace. Stay safe.